Lab 2. The Characteristics of Life. Introduction. All living things share certain characteristics. All living things use energy to grow and to do work. Just about all the energy that is available to life on Earth comes from the sun. The light energy from the sun is captured by photosynthetic plants and stored in the chemical bonds of organic molecules. This energy is then available for use by the respiration process of that plant, an animal that eats the plant, or the bacteria and fungi that decompose the plant when it dies. Organisms have an enormously complex organization. This complex organization comes from cells. Cells are made up of organic molecules, which are in turn made up of atoms. Cells are generally the smallest units that show the characteristics of life. They are all surrounded by a membrane that selectively allows molecules to flow in or out of them. More advanced cells have membrane-bound structures called organelles that specialize in one life process or another. Life grows and develops. This means more than just getting larger in size. Living organisms also have the ability to rebuild and repair themselves when injured. Life can reproduce. Have you ever seen dirt reproduce? I don't think so. Life can only come from other living creatures. Life can respond. Think about the last time you accidentally stubbed your toe. Almost instantly, you flinch back in pain. Living things can react to stimuli from their living and non-living environments. Finally, life can adapt and respond to the demands placed on it by the environment. The distribution of all living things is determined by their range of tolerance for a number of environmental factors. Have you ever wondered why palm trees don't grow outside in Minneapolis? We are capable of building houses and artificial systems to support our needs. Most other organisms are not. Somewhere between a lower and upper limit, there is the optimum point for each environmental factor affecting the distribution of that organism. Within a limited geographical area, organisms interact with their physical and biological environments to form an ecosystem. The purpose of this lab is for you to think about the characteristics that make living things different from non-living things. There will be 3 soil samples for you to examine and think about. Examine each sample, looking for clues that indicate the presence of life. Some of the clues may be easily overlooked unless you really think about them. Procedure: 1. Obtain jar A. 2. Place a small amount of sand in a petri dish and look at it under the dissection scope. 3. Draw the sample and list if it contains any of the characteristics of life. 4. Now add 5 milliliters of water, warm water, to the sample and note any changes. 5. Re-examine the wet sand under the dissection scope. 6. Draw the wet sample and record it if it contains any of the characteristics of life on Table 1. 7. Rinse off and dry the petri dish at the sink. 8. Obtain jar B and repeat steps 1 through 7. 9. Obtain jar C and repeat steps 1 through 7.